Yeah, there's a lot of different ways businesses and corporations can get involved. I would definitely call the Volunteer Center and talk to Norman Fulton, who is our Director of Corporate Programs. We have a Business Volunteer Council where they can network and get ideas from other businesses that have employee volunteer programs. And then we also have a Days of Service planning program where they can come to the Volunteer Center, and we will work with them under a fee basis to actually plan their entire days of service for them, so they don't have to take staff out to do that kind of planning. But there's a lot of services we have that are available to their employees themselves to get involved with boards of directors, get involved with our Leadership Westchester program to build better leaders in the community. There's a ton of things that businesses can do.
So the moral of the center is, if I can summarize TVC, the Volunteer Center, and again at the bottom of the screen we'll be posting, you know, the website so people can go in on the internet, and the phone number so people can call in. Would you describe it as a hub? Meaning, if you're someone who lives in the area and wants to get involved, if you call that number for the Volunteer Center, if you log into the website, you can find things you can volunteer to do. Is that a fair statement? Mm-hmm. Is this a central nervous system, if you will, of volunteers in the area?
We are the central nervous system for volunteering. So I think that's a great analogy.
Okay, well, I want to talk about a few things. I want to switch to Ari for a minute and talk about RSVP. RSVP is critical, and I know a little about it, but I don't know a lot about it. Maybe you can explain. What does it mean, 55 and older? A lot of us are 55 and older.
Sure. It's this program is designed to engage those individuals that are retired or not retired, that are 55 and older. It's, as I said earlier, it's a national program of the Corporation for National and Community Service. It's hosted locally by the Volunteer Center, and it gives individuals the opportunity to be part of a larger movement of RSVP programs throughout the country, and that are making an impact on the community. Under RSVP, we have programs such as Job Readiness and also the EVET program, which stands for Experienced Volunteer Executives and Professionals. And again, the individuals do not have to be retired to be engaged in such programs. With the Executives and Professionals program, they go on management consultation, so that a nonprofit may call us and say, we need somebody to assist us writing a business plan or a strategic plan, or revamp our board. Can you assist us with that? What we do is that we identify those volunteers that have those skills and dispatch them to that agency that will go there, assist them in putting together the business plan or whatever it is that they need assistance with. And it's a one-time project, and they do the project and they leave and they go on to the next project. And then there, of course, we have over 900 volunteers that are engaged throughout with the RSVP program on an ongoing basis, and nonprofit organizations throughout the county. And those volunteers are there on a weekly basis, assisting nonprofits in whichever capacity they need.
Now, in general, the Volunteer Center, TVC, is a longstanding member of something called Points of Light Hands-On Network, which I think started in August of '07. Now, Points of Light, I understand. I'd like you to explain that. But the Hands-On Network, I find this interesting. It equips, mobilizes, and inspires people to take action that changes the world. I'd like to take some action that would change the world. Our network, now the largest in the nation, is leading people from impulse to action, turning their ideas for change into real projects like building wheelchair ramps, watershed protection, tutoring programs, action that address critical issues facing our community, our nation, and our world. So is that just an extension of TVC, or is it part of your mantra, so to speak?
Well, the merge between Points of Light and Hands-On, now going on I think a year and a half ago, almost 2 years, it was very exciting because it took two very large entities and put them together. And the Points of Light Foundation had been coordinating and running the National Network of Volunteer Centers. And so now we're all one big happy family. We're an affiliate of the Hands-On Network, and we've been operating in conjunction with them on national campaigns, so we have a much broader impact. When they're doing Global Youth Service Day, we're all doing Global Youth Service Day, and we're getting the word out to even more people. So it just puts a little bit more emphasis on different days of service, on different national efforts, especially in light of the economy, and how we can make some real efforts to make a solid difference across the nation.
Well, drill that one down a little bit. Can we talk about something concrete? For example, a project that floated across one of your desks in the last 10 days where someone called up and said, I want to do something, and you defined it and you actually did it.
So we have people coming, hourly, 24/7 on our website. There's 700 volunteer opportunities on our website right now waiting for someone to sign up. So when you say name something, when there's something going on all the time, if you want to tie it into a national effort, we just wrapped up National Volunteer Week, which was a tremendous effort by volunteer centers and hands-on affiliates across the nation to get people excited about volunteering and recognize volunteers. We did our Volunteer Spirit Awards celebration and got over 300 people in the room to just take a moment to say, yeah, this works. We support this.
Well, for example, I know you had the recent volunteer, what would you call it, group meeting. You do that annually, and it's a big deal. And I think this is the brochure from that, right?
It's our annual breakfast.
Yeah, and it's huge, and it's well attended, and people get very excited about it. And you give out awards. Now, some of the awards you gave out were for people who were exceptional volunteers. There was one particular gentleman that I heard about who did work in the prisons. Can you tell us what he did exactly?
Bruce McGloin had spent the last 10 years helping people in the prisons get a higher education, get their college degree. And we all know that people that leave prison frequently end up back in prison.
It's called recidivism.
Yes,
they come back.
Indeed. And what they found is when they gave people a college education, that rate, at least right now, knock on wood, over 10 years, they have a 0% rate of return. So of recidivism, I can't say that word, but but they've had none of their college graduates return to prison, and that's a really exciting statistic. So Bruce has been involved with their board of directors in advocating for the cause, even when government funding shrunk and it looked like program might, be pulled. He kept at it.
Okay, but how did he do it? Did he do it through the center? Did he call up, Sing Sing and say, hi, I want to come over and teach college level courses? How did he do it?
I'm sure Bruce has a beautiful story, but I can tell you that every nonprofit, no matter how big, whether you're the Red Cross, whether you're the Volunteer Center, they all started the same way. A group of people saw something in their community that upset them, made them sad, made them angry, and they said, we're going to do something about it. And they got together and they started talking. And that's how every nonprofit, I don't care what nonprofit you're looking at, they all started that way.
Interesting. So that was a good example, and you gave Bruce an award for this, which
yes.
I think was probably quite well deserved. Good for him. Jump back, Ari, to RSVP again. I know you do tutoring. I know you do consulting. You help seniors that are isolated. You do reading to children, educating people about Medicare. These are all things that fall under RSVP. One of the things that interests me is the helping isolated seniors. What does that mean? How do you do it?
Sure. Well, we have different partner agencies with RSVP. So we have a core of 60 agencies that partner with RSVP. And we look to address within RSVP strategic needs in the community. And